The Earth itself appears to be a very large version of a bar magnet. We know that compass needles point north, by which we really mean the compass needles, when placed on a table, point toward the Arctic Circle. But this means that the top of the Earth, the thing that we call the Arctic, must actually be a magnetic south pole, because north poles on compasses could only point to south poles on a nearby bar magnet. In actuality, the Arctic Circle is the location of the magnetic south pole of the Earth, even though we call it the North Pole, because it's the direction to which north on a compass points. And the Antarctic, down near the tip of Brazil, is actually the magnetic North Pole of planet Earth. We call it the Arctic the North Pole because that's the direction that compasses point, and we call the Antarctic the South Pole because that's the direction to which compasses point away from. It's an interesting fact that a lot of animals tend to sense magnetic fields. It's been conjectured that birds migrate north and south using magnetic fields, and more recently, it's even been discovered that cows and other animals sense magnetic field because when aerial pictures are taken, actually Google Earth pictures from around the world have been analyzed, researchers found that cows and deer, when standing and grazing, naturally tend to point themselves toward the magnetic north or magnetic south. The diagrams below show, for a variety of photographs analyzed, a sample of several thousands of cows from around the world and in which direction they face. In these diagrams, 0 degrees is the geographic north or the magnetic south pole, 90 degrees is straight to the east, 270 degrees is straight to the west, 180 degrees is due south. For cattle, although they seem to prefer pointing in a variety of different directions, by and large they more prefer either pointing north or pointing south. For deer, that tendency is even stronger, and they mostly point north or south. Researchers discovered that this is not having to do with anything like the rising and setting of the sun, because the direction to which these animals are pointing isn't always pointed due east or west in tendency with the sun, because the rising and setting of the sun actually changes slightly at different seasons. So researchers really found that animals do sense magnetic fields. Another manifestation of the Earth's magnetic field that you may have heard about is called the aurora borealis, or northern lights. Charged particles streaming at the Earth from outer space are steered by the magnetic field of the Earth, and these charged particles crash into the atmosphere near the very North Pole or the very South Pole, and that crashing into the gas of the upper atmosphere causes rather dazzling displays.